Many years ago, I worked for a Silicon Valley startup called SafetyWing. They were building something really unusual at the time, the idea of the world's first country online. At the time, I didn't really fully understand why that idea stuck with me. But years later, it came back in a completely different context. When I started working with plant medicines and really taking responsibility for my life, I began spending time around indigenous villages. And something became very clear very fast. Everybody had a role. There was somebody responsible for firewood, someone who held healing, someone who carried stories and wisdom, someone who knew plants, another who taught music, someone who helped people through hard moments. No one was trying to do everything alone, and no one was expected to. So as I integrated my own life, I was lucky. I lived around people who could help me. Plant medicine elders, integration guides, coaches, doctors, fitness mentors, musicians. And if something came up in my life, there was someone I could turn to. And then it hit me. Most people don't have this. Not because they're doing anything wrong, but because modern life isn't built this way anymore. So people are left trying to figure out how to heal, grow, and arrange their lives alone. So this is what we decided to build. Not a retreat, not an experience, but the world's first indigenous village online. A place where support is relational, ongoing, and human. Part of changing your life is actually figuring out what to do. Plant medicines can help with that. But another part, the harder part, is figuring out how to live it. And that's where ancestral coaching comes in. So if you want to learn directly from indigenous elders about family, integrity, or spiritual gifts, they're online weekly. If you want men's work, trauma work, or deep spiritual topics, there's also a space for that. Or if you want women's only work, or spaces, or connection with the Taita, that exists. If you need holistic help, attention from a doctor, or support with music and creativity, we got people for that. And we are just getting started. Some people look at this and they think, look, I don't have time for hours of calls every week. That's not the point. You don't have to attend everything. The point is access. Knowing that when something comes up, you're not alone. That there are people who know your name, who know your story, and can actually meet you where you are. And that kind of support changes everything. So if this calls to you, watch the video linked here and submit an application. Not to be convinced, not to be sold, just to see if this is truly a fit. If it's not a full body yes, that's okay. We've got a complete range of courses that are there for you. But for many people, this level of support is so unfamiliar. They didn't even know it was something they could ask for. We're here for you, family. Living well, praying constantly, and doing our part to raise the standard for a better world. I'm looking forward to talking to you.